Dee, can we talk about manifesting? Because yesterday on 90 Day Fiancé, I was saying that Ashia putting her face on a t-shirt for Maxwell was giving serious Rebecca and Zaid vibes. And you don't know who these
Mhm.
people are. But today
Mm-mm.
we're covering Rebecca and Zaid.
Wow, we manifested that for sure.
We definitely pulled a Paula. 90 Day, The Last Resort, Season 3, Episode 1. Last chance for a fairy tale. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With a host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Hey, Channel Surfers. Welcome to Remote Reality. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to overanalyze everything, including our favorite reality TV shows.
And I'm Dee, her paralegal and smartass co-host.
And today we are covering for the first time 90 Day, The Last Resort. This is actually the first time I've watched The Last Resort, although I do know these couples. Dee, I think we're going to have to get you up to speed on a few of them. Although after watching this, I think you have a feeling about some of them already.
Yeah, for sure. I've not been someone that followed 90 Days, so every time we cover it, I'm always catching up.
It's honestly one of our favorites, though. 90 Day and Sister Wives, I think, are our two favorites to cover.
Yeah, it's definitely turned into one of my favorites.
So I'm going to give you a little spoiler. I'm not going to tell you whom or
Mm-hmm.
who would be appropriate there, but two of these couples do end up filing for divorce.
Oh, so you already got some tea that I don't know about.
We're not going to spoil it, but
Okay.
yeah, maybe through the season you can give us your guesses on it. So,
Okay.
first things first, last chance for a fairy tale. What kind of twisted ass fairy tale is this? We are going to a castle where Henry VIII brought his
Mhm.
wives, the ones he beheaded. Harper
Mhm.
thinks that's a great idea.
Seems like a bad omen to me.
What are we manifesting here? I do like that as the couples exit the limo, we're going to lube them up with some champagne first.
There's a lot of drinking already.
Although, I don't know that this is so great for Jenny. She's probably like, Sumit, put this down. But, I like the castle, and I like that they're actually staying in the castle. We covered
Mhm.
traders. On traders, they don't
Mhm.
stay in the castle. They stay in hotel rooms. I'm assuming that these people are actually staying in the castle because it looks like Thornberry Castle is a place that you can stay. They have like a staff
Mhm.
up front, a counter where you check in. Could be production, but I'm just going to make believe that we are staying in this castle with these tiny little doors. I don't know how my 6'4" brother would ever fit in this castle.
I don't know, but it's gorgeous. I mean, every room that these couples have, it's something unique and just beautiful.
I do take exception, though, to Guillermo and Kara's couch. That plaid couch. It looks like something one of my grandparents would have, the ones that were
It
born in the early 1900s.
it looked misplaced, like it didn't belong there.
Did they get that from a garage sale and just toss it in the castle? Oh, this will look good. It looks old.
Yeah, did they at the last minute say, "Look, he doesn't sleep in the bed with me. You're gonna have to find something to stick in that room for him to be on."
We're talking about Guillermo. Guillermo is
Yeah.
Guillermo. That's why they put him in that one because he's like, I'm pretty sure there's bed bugs in that couch. So the bed looks more comfortable. So the premise here is we're going to go on vacation for 3 weeks. We're going to get some quote unquote non-traditional therapy. And then we're going to have a potential recommitment ceremony. We'll see what
Mhm.
happens. So
It's
let's meet.
basically like couples therapy, right? Is that what they're all doing is like a couples
Is that what it's
therapy?
like? I've never watched couples therapy. Tell me.
I don't know. It just made me think like, well, I haven't watched couples therapy, but like people who are having problems in their marriage, they go to a counselor. It's usually called couples therapy to try and see if they can save their marriage. That's what I got from watching it, that's what the idea is behind Last Resort.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that these people are legitimate therapists. I'm
Mhm.
assuming that with therapy, there's like certain things where the producers aren't paying you. This is probably something where they sign waivers saying it's for entertainment purposes only and it's non
Gotcha.
traditional. This would probably be more like life coaching. would be my
Gotcha.
guess.
Hmm.
I'm not a therapist, though. I'm not accountant. Actually, a kind of bankruptcy attorney kind
We're
of am
not
accountant. I'm not therapist.
We're not therapists, but we have a lot of fucking opinions.
That for damn sure. So we meet the couples. First up, let's talk about Pal and Russ. These are original 90 Day Fiancé. These are the OGs. What do you think about Pal and Russ?
All of
They've
these
been
couples
married for
actually,
12 years.
yeah, they
She's a pro wrestler. Now, he was an engineer, but what you missed was in the season, I believe he was Mormon. He was from Oklahoma. He lived with his parents. So when she moved in, she was in these like little booty shorts, which were super cute on her. And
mhm.
it was her pajamas. And his parents were like, that's so inappropriate. But she couldn't stand Oklahoma. She needed to get out into the world. She wanted to go to Miami, where there were people that spoke her language and where she felt comfortable. So he did end up moving to Miami and she had a modeling career. Apparently, that has now transitioned into pro wrestling. They're living in Vegas in an RV. She's supporting the family and she feels like he's a financial burden, just like a kid.
But
She
wouldn't
expected him to support her, but he said that with his job, he's had 3 different engineering jobs, just getting laid off,
it's
having to start again from the bottom because he moved.
right. That makes sense. I mean, that happens. And you need a supportive spouse in situations like that. I mean, if something's going on where it's hard to hold a job or something like that, it shouldn't be held against you.
And she doesn't know if she's on the right side of this, which she says. So we've got Jenny and Submit.
Them I
And
do know.
in the opening, you see Jenny say, "You feel so good fucking me," is what she wants to hear Submit say in bed. It's like, dang.
I get it because they've been living with his mom and dad for so long. Can you imagine how quiet they're trying to keep that sex?
Then we see Rebecca and Zaid, which I had to go show you
Mm-hmm.
the Photoshop
t-shirt.
shirt where he picked her up at the airport. You were like, who is on that shirt?
That was so not what she looked like. I believe what I said yesterday. It sounded like catfishing. Like he was getting one picture and she totally looked different.
Well, and she was FaceTiming him with filters too,
Mm.
and ring lights and all the things. Then we see Sarper and Shekinah. They are bringing 8 bags, 4 bags apiece for a 3-week trip.
8. I do believe I heard something about shoes being in 1 or 2 of those. I'm sorry. I'm a flip-flop girl. I have 1 pair. I take them everywhere. That's it.
You know, when Liz, okay, channel surfers that go way back, you've heard episodes with Liz. She's doing great, by the way. We still play Monopoly Go all the time. And I saw her like a weekend ago.
Mm-hmm.
But when she was on her show, she like, you know, Liz, she brought like the same outfit. She wasn't putting on makeup. Producers were like, you're going to regret this. No, it's Liz. It's completely Liz. And I love that
Liz is
authentic part of her.
She's so beautiful anyway. She don't need makeup anyhow. She's probably actually one of those people. My daughter's the same way that I think looks more pretty without makeup than when she actually puts it on.
And she was just wearing the same hoodie the whole time. It was great. But this is not Sarper and Shekinah. They
No.
are probably wearing a different outfit every meal of the day.
3
with
times
all
a day.
of that luggage. And as they're going in, Shekinah sees this graveyard and Sarper, he's like, let's think about living in happiness
And peace.
and
Peace and happiness.
Don't think about death. It's like she just pointed out the graveyard. He read way into that.
Well, yeah. Of course, it could be another bad omen for where they're at. At least for the purposes of what they're wanting to be there for.
Well, I guess when she kills Sarper, she has a nearby place to dump him.
And he probably wouldn't get dug up. She'd just go bury him on top of somebody else that's already in there.
And as Sarper hands the guys at the front of the castle the bags, he's like, may God protect you, brother. I hope they tip those guys.
A lot.
Now, Sarper, he can't get used to being called a husband. Shekinah says my husband. She's like, what, you can't get used to hearing that? And he's like, yeah. But then he says this thing that just makes 0 sense to me. He's like, Shekinah, it's like Jesus. You know, there's before Jesus and after Jesus. I'm like, so you don't just remember the before Jesus part. You remember 2,000 years ago, Sarper?
Mhm.
What the
I
hell? It's like he's trying to sound smart, but it doesn't make any damn sense.
No, the best I could come up with is he was trying to make an analogy because he says he can't remember anything before her. So I was like, I think he was meaning like before BS.
Before Shekinah, BS.
Yeah, BS bullshit.
It is BS.
Yeah, you know, but it didn't translate right.
He definitely remembers things before her, as we find out as this episode
Mhm.
progresses. And Shekinah, I forgot who said it, but they're like Shekinah vagina, which,
I'm gonna I'm gonna have a really hard time not calling her vagina the rest of the season.
well, the very first thing I said, I was like, her lips are so puffy, like a big puffy vagina.
You said her lips look like a vagina way before anybody put the
Shekinah
sounding.
vagina. Maybe it's
Yes.
because I associated the sound and it just spits out of my mouth. I don't know. I can't be responsible for everything I say. Now, you were saying at first that you thought Sarper was an attractive guy. And I was
Mhm.
saying he's too pretty.
Mhm.
Also, they're both wearing contacts that are colored,
Yep. And
which
then
is
he did.
tripping me out. The pupils that are just like have the blurry color around them.
I know. I had a girlfriend when I was in grade school, and her mom had some that were almost teal color, and they were just so beautiful. And whenever you would like look at her or be talking to her, that was the only thing you focused on.
Was the contacts?
Yeah, you couldn't pay attention to anything else because they just stood out so much.
Not what's wrong with him.
No, he opened his mouth, and I found out exactly there's plenty of things wrong with
Like
him.
almost immediately. They go
Yeah,
up and they're talking about how King Henry VIII beheaded his wife because he thought she was she was a cheater. And
mhm.
he's like, "Oh,
That was
I
just
love
an
that.
excuse.
I love that he chopped her head off." Excuse
What
me,
a
sir.
douche.
This is creepy. This is super creepy. Also super creepy. I was listening to Crime Junkie podcast as I fell asleep. Big mistake because I woke up a bit with them talking about these experiments they used to do. And apparently with guillotined heads, they would do experiments afterwards. And this one time, this doctor like screamed at a head after it was guillotined and it turned and looked at him. And
That's
it was
terrifying.
proving that like the brain still works for a little bit after a guillotine.
I
I
mean, they probably didn't need to
ugh.
do that. I mean, have you ever heard the expression about the chickens, like, when they would kill their chickens to
Oh, yeah.
eat, cut
Expression.
the
My
heads off, and
grandparents did that.
the bodies
My
would walk
grandparents grew up
around and
on a
stuff.
farm. They used to tell me
Yeah.
firsthand stories about chopping off chicken head.
Yeah, you don't really need to look at human heads, just pay attention to what happens with chickens.
Yeah, but this wasn't like an involuntary movement. Like the eyes looked
True.
straight at him.
That's a scary thought, really.
And Sarper's all about it.
And we're getting into zombie stuff now.
All right. So yeah, Sarper was less attractive with that comment. Jenny and Sumet,
We love.
everybody loves. Everyone
Mhm.
loves them. And he's, he's riding in. They look happy. She's happy that his parents aren't there. He's like, well, I kind of miss my parents.
I know. I have a
The
feeling
mama's
that with
boy.
I feel like Jenny and Submit is just there. Like they don't really have any problems. I mean, as long as they've been together, I mean, we've watched them
Well,
through so much stuff. I mean, I know there's
they
some
really do
medical
have
stuff
like the
going on.
most serious problem out of anyone here. And I don't know if they'll address Jenny's ALS diagnosis, which
Right.
you said on Instagram. I guess her daughter was saying her prognosis is maybe 2 years.
I believe it was, don't quote me, but I believe she said it was like around 2 years.
I know that typically it's like 3 to 5, but it's incredibly sad.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that they can do in this show that is even going to seem
Right.
like a real problem with them, knowing what we know in the background here.
Right. But I mean, as far as them as a couple, I think it's going to be hard to find a couple like arguments and disagreements kind of stuff that the other
Right.
couples are here for.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. But just seeing how much everyone loves them. Like, we all love you.
Mhm.
We love you, Jenny and Sumet. You really are one of our favorite couples. I feel like people don't have anything bad to say about them.
Ever. No. They're always a joy to watch.
And I'm going to get emotional. It's heartbreaking thinking this
Mhm.
might be the last time we see her on a 90-day show.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I like that they're showing how much love this couple is getting
Mhm.
and even how much love they have for each other. They're real.
Absolutely. Mm.
All right. I'm getting all teary eyed here thinking about Jenny and Submit. He's diabetic, like me. He's type 1.
I did not know that.
Yeah. During one of the seasons, they showed him taking shots.
Wow.
So, of course, I feel connected to them like immediately.
Mhm.
So they get into the bedroom and Jenny is like, there's no king and queen living here now. So Jenny and Submit, here's your castle. There's no parents around. So
Woohoo,
Jenny
bow
jumps
chicka
on the
wow wow.
bed and Submit's like, hell yeah.
We know
Actually,
what's
that
gonna be
comes in
going.
in a minute, but they've been together 7 years.
Yeah, so apparently the family business is no longer it's shut down now. So they're
Yeah.
still living with his parents and they have to be
Well, did
extremely
we
quiet.
see this family business shutting down?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that actually comes after the ghost conversation.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So they're getting checked in, and Jenny is saying if they don't move out of the parents' house, that's it. She's going to move out without them. He's like, it's not an option. I don't have a job. He's apparently been drinking more, and she's like, it's got to be an option.
But she's been saying that since 90 Day the other way.
I just wonder what happens now.
Yeah,
Like, what's medical care like in India? Hopefully, it's more affordable than the U.S.
true. And at least with his family, they might have some added support.
You think Sumit's parents are going to be taking care of Jenny?
I don't know.
That's like the opposite of what they want to do.
I know, but you just never know. You just never know in a situation like this. They might step up and help. It would be nice to think that they would. Maybe she comes home. Maybe she's going to be in the United States with her daughter.
Going bankrupt for medical care. Now, Russ and Paula. So Russ looks at Paula in the car and he's like, I hope you commit to therapy. And she turns and looks at him, gives him this look like he has 2 heads. Excuse me, sir. What are you saying? Me commit to therapy. But she is perfectly happy when they arrive at Thornberry Castle. She is like, hell yeah, get me that champagne. Something to calm my ass down.
Let's do this.
Now, when they go up to the receptionist who her ear is sticking out between her hair. It's driving me crazy. I'm like, just pull it behind your ear. Anyway,
That
she
good old
says,
ADD.
are you interested in a room with ghosts? Dee, are you interested in a room with ghosts?
You know, I probably would be. Yeah.
She can offer you a bit of flickering. I mean, I'll take flickering, but not in a ghost way. I'll just let you go there and tell me the stories. You can go sleep with your booze.
Yeah, just liquor me up. Liquoring for flickering or for liquoring or something like that.
Liquor makes it flicker. And I was talking about booze, like BOOS, like your booze, and you're talking about booze like BOOZ. Liquor maker liquor. Yeah, I'll just take the BOOZE and you can have both with the BOOS. So yeah, no, they're interested in a little bit of flickering, Paula and Russ. You see the flickering when you're liquoring.
There you go. It finally came out right.
Now, Russ is using Paula's credit card for incidentals. We had a theory on this.
Well, we haven't seen any other couples using credit cards. Like, are they checking in like it's a hotel? I was confused because I figured that the show was paying for it.
Absolutely. This show is covering this. This is production. They're trying to make a point. They're going to drill this storyline in from day one that Paula is annoyed that she is the breadwinner. So we are drilling it in from the moment they walk in these doors.
Yeah, because they're the only couple that this is seen.
Well, this is the only one that production is showing, but production's paying for this.
Yeah, I don't think they're checking in on credit cards.
They're not making them pay for this trip.
Mm-mm.
Now, this hotel, it actually reminds me of a hotel in Asheville called the Grove Park Inn. We used to have our conferences, our bankruptcy attorney conferences there every other year, but it's very similar. It's in a building that has like that stone, the walls.
Was it a
It's almost like
castle?
staying in I don't think there were castles in the U.S.
Well, I think there's some rich people somewhere that's built one, I'm sure.
There might be. Actually, no. When I was growing up in Virginia, there was Beacon's Castle. Maybe it is a castle. I don't know. It looks like a castle.
I've never been
Anyway,
there.
it reminds me of the Grove Park Inn, except those rooms are very tiny. Some of them. I did stay in the pit once.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, with my ex-fiance, who pretty much ruined my last trip to Grove Park. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it was so cute though. Pella and Russ, they walk into this room and Pella's like, "Hi, I'm a good person. I'm good with ghosts." This bitch is hoping to meet Casper. She's about to ditch Russ and get her some Casper. Casper was a sexy ghost.
Mm-hmm. I definitely would have probably been the same way. Had I known, I would like be bringing like the frequency detectors where they can talk like to you through a speaker and stuff, and
She's
Ouija
coming in
boards.
with the copper rods.
Yeah, let's have a conversation.
So all of these couples, they're doing shots in their room. It looks like somebody's poured motor oil or Jägermeister or something into this little, what is it called? Starts with a C. Middle-aged women trying to come up with a word. What is that thing called? Carafe?
The carafes.
Yes,
Is that how it's pronounced? A carafe
sure.
is like the little pitcher that you put. You can put alcohol in it, or
Or water,
sometimes you see water or juices like at
bourbon.
breakfast tables.
Yes.
Yeah, I,
So they
I
have
would.
little ones
Yeah,
for the
mimosa,
shots. So they're going to do a
sangria.
shot to not having the D word. They don't want that dick. I mean, that divorce. I don't know
Yeah.
that Paula wants either from Russ, honestly.
Hmm.
Now she lets a little secret slip. She has seen an attorney about her options at divorce. So Russ doesn't know this.
Interesting.
Kara and Guillermo, they are playing dress up, and
They're really cute.
Kara looks like a curtain.
It's huge on her.
It's cute. They both look adorable. She's swimming in it.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells Guillermo he looks like a pimp, and then he starts twerking in this outfit with fur. She's right, 1,000%. Pimp Guillermo. I mean, pimpin'. He is hot. He looks like Ricky Martin.
He does. They're a very
And she's
beautiful couple, the
gorgeous.
two of them. Yeah.
She
She
reminds me
kind of
of
reminded me
Isla
of Megan
Fisher.
Fox. I was thinking
I
Megan
don't see it.
Fox. If
With
her
dark
hair was
hair.
darker. Yeah. Yeah.
She
if
looks
her hair
like
was
Isla
darker.
Fisher.
She's
Do
gorgeous.
you know who Isla
They
Fisher
both are.
is?
No.
She's married to Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy that plays Borat. Okay, hold on just a minute. I'll show you.
Don't know these people.
Yeah, so he just
I
took a little
stand.
peek at Isla Fisher.
Yeah. I stand corrected. She does. She looks
Doppelgangers.
a lot like her. Mm-hmm.
But when you said she looked like Megan Fox, it reminded me of Love is Blind and the Chelsea girl who thought she looked like Megan Fox. I don't think you saw that season. That was funny.
I think you had to show
Actually,
me
Chelsea
that one
did
as
look
well.
like Megan Fox. I could see the resemblance, but actually she looked more like Megan Fox, I think, than Kara. Anyway, she made Guillermo Lord of the Dick. She's saying he's a dick, or is he like really good in bed?
I'm thinking good in bed.
Man, she is chasing that ass.
Yes, she is. Rightly
swear.
so. I can
Like,
see why.
yeah.
I'd be lifting
So-
that skirt and saying, just come on in.
Put him under the curtain.
That's right. It's big enough for both of them.
Now they're saying they both still love each other and they want to save the marriage. And they're doing a shot to their son, Nico. Now, Guillermo is saying he didn't approve of what Kara did during the marriage and how she's acted after they separated. So we find out a little bit more about this later in the episode. But I think as the season progresses, we're going to hear more of his complaint.
Mm-hmm.
So at the castle, we come to breakfast with Rebecca and Zaid. I guess it's not breakfast, it's tea time. They have tea sandwiches. They have like the traditional tray that you would have at tea time. And Zaid's like, is that cake? She's like, no, that's a pimento cheese sandwich. Can you
Yeah.
imagine the disappointment if you took a bite of a pimento cheese sandwich and it was cake?
Yes, I would. 100%.
And now I want a pimento cheese sandwich.
I want a piece of cake.
Why didn't I order that? I saw it when I was grocery shopping and I didn't order pimento cheese. I should have. Anyway, I guess I just didn't realize I would be craving tea sandwiches.
We
At
do
tea
this every
time?
time. We do this every
It's because
time.
we
We start,
record during lunch.
yeah, and we start seeing food in the shows, and then we start getting hungrier and hungrier, and then we start
The
getting
channel surfers
hangry.
are like, y'all hungry bitches. Y'all want them finger sandwiches.
We're always
true.
hangry.
Want to eat them fingers. So Zaid is wearing a shirt buttoned down, quite a few unbuttoned buttons. This is giving Joe from Southern Hospitality vibes, where I'm just like, just button it up a little bit. Like you just went one too far here.
I was thinking the same thing. So I'm really starting to think at this point that this might be a new trend in men's fashion or something, because we're starting to see it on these shows a lot.
Well, I'm going to start doing that to Jake, my 5-year-old.
There you go. Stick some bling on him or something.
Seriously though, Zied, his shirt was more unbuttoned than Starburst.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
that's saying
just
a
one.
lot.
Just button one up. So this is Rebecca's 4th marriage.
I'd have stopped at 2, but whatever.
I don't know if I could make it past 1. Let's be honest.
It did not take long, though, watching their interaction in the ITMs and stuff, right? And even not in the ITMs, to get an idea. She talks to him like he's a child. That has to be so fucking annoying. Like, I would not be able to handle that.
And she says she's not trying to bring her trust issues into this relationship, but that's exactly what she's doing, because she says, well, I caught him in a parking lot with a blonde. And immediately we're like, oh,
I'm
shoot.
thinking in a car, getting a blowjob or something. And then
she just saw that blonde hair bobbing up and down. That bitch wasn't even in a car. That was his friend's wife, and they were walking around the parking lot.
Yeah.
So he's not allowed to have friends? Because she's a PI, and she knows that people have friends cheat. You know what? People that don't have friends cheat also.
Yeah.
Cheaters are going to cheat, Rebecca.
You know what?
You need to trust.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, the thing that I think will kill a marriage faster than anything else is a lack of trust. Because the hammering that you get from the person that doesn't trust you in every single thing that you do, no matter how innocent, would drive you nuts. You could love them all you want, but you don't have any trust. You can't be with that person.
He came over from Tunisia. He's left his family. He's left his support system. And she's preventing him from having any sort of support system because of her trust issues. This is so wrong. I feel so bad for Zaid.
Well, yeah, and that tells me that she was also following him. In order to have the video of him in the parking lot with the girl, he's following, she's following him.
Yeah, you're a private investigator, but don't go stalking your husband. Okay, Chloe.
Get out of the tree.
From the other way.
Yeah.
Out of the palm tree. Stop watching this pirate on his ship. Oh my gosh. Rebecca, look, I'm 42 and I don't have the balance that Zoe has to climb that tree. She's 54. Don't try it. Just let's save ourselves. Let's save Zaid too.
Man.
But that was not what I thought. Patrick and Thais, they're coming in. Thais is excited to be at the castle. And she's also like, are we going to be riding horses? Patrick's like, I thought we were going to be saving our marriage. Well, Patrick, sometimes a girl got to ride a horse to save a marriage. I know you want her to be riding your saddle bareback.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I think that's twice I've made that reference this week. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't know what's wrong with us. The psychiatrist can't even figure it out. So they have a 2-year-old, and Thais is like, look, you get married, you have a 2-year-old. They've been married 3 years. They've got a 2-year-old. They've got to be exhausted. They are still changing diapers. And apparently if she goes 3 days without sex, the man is all over her ass. Like, I don't care if you're sick. You need to do your wifely duties. Fuck you, Patrick.
Wow.
Or fuck yourself.
Yeah. That's exactly what he needs
and
to do.
He's been married before. When the heat turns down, that's when you get divorced. Dude, you have a 2-year-old. Clearly, you aren't up all night with this child, changing their diaper and caring for them. Otherwise, you would be exhausted as well.
Yeah, that's like one of the worst times
here.
in a marriage is little kids, because it's so difficult getting through that phase.
Now, when they come in, they're talking about renovating the castle.
That's just so rude. I'm sorry. You can't renovate stuff like that. That's historical. Leave it alone.
See, they could change out those plaid couches.
I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're not to period, okay? But when I was talking
they're
more
from
about
the 70s, the 1970s.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, the drink that they're drinking Patrick and Thais, it's different. Most people, it looks like they have a Prosecco or a champagne. Theirs looks like it has cranberry juice maybe in it, or maybe they're not drinking. I don't
I'm
know.
thinking maybe they're not drinking since the color is so different from everybody else's.
So as soon as they get in the room, Patrick is like, let's have sex. We don't have a kid here. And she's like, dude, I'm still tired. We just got to the UK. I'm
I'm
exhausted.
exhausted.
So
Mhm.
then it turns to, are you wearing panties under that skirt? Which I'm like, dude, she just said she didn't want to have sex. This is where my mind's going. Like, he's ready to just ravage her in this bed.
Mhm. He's
But
looking at it as an
no,
opportunity for sex. Yep.
he's not. He's making sure that other guys can't see up her skirt.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's like, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to be trying to look up my skirt. And he's like, yeah, they will. She's like, well, I have shorts on underneath.
They're freaking adults. Like, who does that? Why is that a concern? Why is that even registering in his brain as something to be worried about?
Did his brain stop growing at like 18?
Or grade school?
And she tells him, you need to work on your insecurity. And then he looks at
Mhm.
her and says, you need to work on covering your ass. I'm so sick of him. First of all, from the top, like mid waist up,
Mhm.
Thais is looking like Wednesday Addams. She is buttoned all the way up. She has
Mhm.
every single button on that shirt button. She didn't even pull in a Sarper or a Zaid. She's buttoned up. On the
You
bottom,
know,
she has on a little black skirt and boots. She is cute, super cute in this outfit. It's very modest compared to what everybody else is wearing. Grow up, Patrick.
he's just insecure. I mean, she is so pretty. She's very pretty. And in comparison to his looks, like, no, that's
Well,
what his
that's what she
problem is.
kind of ends up saying later on.
Mhm.
She sees that same thing, Ms. D. So, but I'm Team Thais here. Like, a lot of people get married and then you have kids and your sex life changes. Your
Mhm.
priorities change with kids
Right. A lot.
a lot.
You go from, being all about each other to this little person that does, has all of your attention and love and care for the
And it's worth
majority of the
it. Like,
day. Yeah.
I mean, I love my kid more than anything.
Right.
But,
Right.
I also didn't get married when I was young. I
Mm.
mean, we were like 37 and 42 when we had our kids. So we were kind of like, well, we've done it all. What are we going to do next?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it
maybe
wasn't.
if I was younger, I probably would have more sexual frustration. Now I'm just tired. I just want
Yeah.
sleep. And so does
It,
he. It's great.
yeah. I mean, it was never an issue in my marriage, but I have seen marriages where the husband is extremely jealous of the attention that the children get
Yeah.
because they're not getting it anymore. And it
No,
can cause a lot of problems.
we both just love that little
Mhm.
boy. Love our little kiddo. But this is gross. Like telling her what to wear.
Yeah,
That's
it's
your
ridiculous.
kid, not your wife.
Quit being so damn insecure. How about that? Get some
Let's put
self-confidence.
Patrick with Rebecca.
That would work. That would probably work.
That would be a disaster, and I'm here for it. Want to see an implosion?
Most guys would be thrilled to be seen with a woman that looked like her and would not care how she was dressed. They'd be
Well,
just like, yeah, that's my woman. That's my girl.
she's
That's
been
my
going to
love.
Brazil a lot. So I don't know if he's being seen with her as much as he wants to be, but she has
Mhm.
family in Brazil. And he's like, she drops off the map when she's there. Yeah, she's probably enjoying time with her family that she can't just go and see at any time.
Right. But
Get
he's
off her
looking
back.
at it. He's got the suspicions, worst case, his
Why can't you
suspicions.
just enjoy the quiet time? Like, if I take my son to Columbia to see our parents, or Rob takes our son to Columbia to see it, the other one is like, oh my God, we have a house. We have a quiet house.
What am I going to do with myself?
like, I just hope everybody is okay. I'm sure they'll call me if anything's wrong, but I'm about to enjoy this quiet.
Mhm. I
Patrick,
understand.
embrace it. Stop bitching. Recognize a blessing when it comes your way.
He's just looking at it as a reason to be upset with her. He's creating problems where there probably isn't any.
Now, Kara and Guillermo is intent that he is going to be sleeping on the couch. And Kara's like, it's not a big deal. Just like fall asleep on the bed next to me. That thing is definitely infested with bed bugs. Like, you don't want to do that. And Guillermo's like, no, because I don't want you to take advantage of my sexy ass. Last time I slept in bed with you, you took advantage of me. You went and you jumped on and you rode. And she's like, yeah, you were complicit in that? He's like, yeah, but the next day I tried and you rejected me. I'm sorry, Guillermo. Just because she opens up for business one night does not guarantee you sex every night. What is this? So now you're used because you don't get it whenever you want it afterward?
Most guys wouldn't mind being used. They'd just be happy to get it when they get it. There are some really immature reactions to things with these couples. That's one of the things I've noticed.
Guillermo is 27.
Yeah, okay.
He's a baby. He feels like Kara's changed since their marriage. It's not the same girl he married. And Kara's like, well, I thought you were here to try. And he's like, I am here to try, but I'm just going to sleep on the couch. It doesn't really feel like trying. It feels like I'm not going to sleep in the same bed as you to teach you a lesson that if you don't have sex with me when I want it, then I'm going to punish you. It's just weird.
It's very strange.
Jenny and Submit, I like Jenny's pants. She has these cream pants with this blue stripe on the side, which I thought were very cute. And this is where she jumps in the bed. She's like, woohoo, no parents. And he hops on top of her. He's like, yeah. He's like, we have to be quiet at home. They're like, yeah, we can be as loud as we want here. All right.
Yeah.
Note
I hear Barry White in the
to
background.
Paula and Russ.
Let's get it on.
That might not be a ghost making those noises. That is Submit screaming because Jenny's doing that thing he likes.
That would be so funny, though.
The lamp flickering because the wall is shaking. That's Jenny and Submit next door. They're about to haunt this place. I mean, Patrick's here like, no kids, let's do it. And Tice is like, no, because they have kids. They're tired. But if you're like, no parents, let's do it. They don't have kids. They're ready to go. They're ready to rumble.
They may not see Jenny and Submit the rest of the season.
Well, ever since the restaurant closed, Submit's been drinking. So Jenny tells him, like, you need to watch what you're drinking. Don't get drunk. And I'm like, I seem to remember you, Jenny, with a bottle of Patron at his parents' house and the other way.
And very upset when Mama took that bottle.
Be mad too.
Yes.
It makes me think that maybe Submit is overdoing it. I mean, he's lost his job, he's lost his business, his wife's struggling with a health issue. Maybe he's using this in an unhealthy way to cope. And she's recognizing that.
You know, when my husband got sick, I really was not a drinker at all until he got sick. And I couldn't, I had issues with some of the medications that the doctors were giving me for depression and anxiety. So my sister's like, let's try wine. And, she would come in every weekend, double fisting bottles of wine for me to try until I found one that I liked. So I get it. It was the only way I was able to even go to sleep at night if I did not have a glass or two of wine before I went to bed.
And I can imagine with Jenny's diagnosis, if Submit isn't able to walk, she is going to start losing the ability to help him.
It's very difficult to watch someone that you love and know that they're dying and that there's absolutely nothing you can do to change the situation. It's the most helpless situation I have ever been in, and I'm sure anybody that's going through it. And so, there's a lot of emotional and mental things that you're going through while still being supportive and a caregiver to the person who's going through it too, because you're going through it together, just different things.
I swear, they're going to have me crying this season. I know you don't cry, but
they're probably going to have me crying because just remembering that, it's hard for me to talk about it because let's stop because we know I don't cry.
Dee's like, I don't cry. Cut the shit out.
I'm like the coldest bitch ever.
I think you cried once during one of our episodes. I can't remember what we were recapping, but you got misty-eyed.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was.
Look, anything that triggers me losing my husband or triggers me remembering what, a time me and him had, it always will affect me emotionally like that. Sometimes I can keep it under control, but most of the time I just go ahead and lose it.
And I feel like so many fans right now we're feeling it too because we love Jenny.
Mhm. Yeah.
Everybody loves Jenny.
Yeah.
So
But I can totally understand where his drinking might be coming from.
absolutely. But I can also understand where she's like, this isn't how I want to remember you.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to get drunk. I mean, for me, it was just a matter of bringing the anxiety down a level.
Well,
I
I
didn't
don't
want
know
to
that
get
Submit has
drunk.
the same tolerance as you. You're both little people, but
True. Well, you
she can
just
hold her
know.
drinks.
Well, I just know when to stop. I'm like, okay, this is the point I need to stop because I know it's going to keep going a little bit after that, even after I
Well,
stop.
being in this situation with other people from 90 Day
Mhm.
and seeing them and their spouses and how they met on the show. And then you have later on Sarper being like, yeah, we get you drunk, boy.
Mhm.
It, the environment probably isn't helping. I mean, it's like they're on vacation,
Right.
but
Yeah.
also we know he's doing this at home now. So
Mhm.
Sarper. He hopes that people can understand him, and she kind of hopes that they're not just bonding over I hate my wife jokes. So Sarper is a comedian now, and he makes jokes about his wife. I
Mhm.
don't think Shekinah understands what comedians do. She's really taking offense to this. Comedians make fun of themselves. They make fun of the people closest to them. This is why I make fun of
They're
Dee for being
kids.
80 all the time. And I'm getting the bird.
I think
It's like that
I
owl that
think
floated away off of Rebecca's hand
yeah.
at the beginning. He's releasing
I
the bird
think
on me.
I think we see it in this interaction between the two of them, and then we definitely see it later at the restaurant when all of the couples meet up. But I think that she's got a sensitivity chip that's just on like 1,000%. She's like way too sensitive. She takes things way too
She's
personal.
insecure.
Yeah, that probably is part of it.
Yeah.
Because nobody that's watched a comedian is going to think twice about them making fun of their family. I mean, you make fun of the people around you
And
and you
people relate to it.
elaborate.
But they're always like, I love my wife, but.
Yeah. And they'll embellish too. They'll add things to it that probably aren't even part of it. They take one little tiny tidbit of the relationship and then just embellish on it to make it funny.
I don't know if they have any real problems. They haven't been married that long. She's got to
Mhm.
understand. And look, he's bringing in the money with the comedy. So I think this is maybe a fake complaint because she knows what he does for a living. But it's like, all right, well, let's bust his chops for busting mine
Mhm.
so we can get on the show.
Right.
Because there's no way she doesn't understand that this is part of a routine.
Well, no, you'd be surprised with people nowadays
That's
how personally things can be taken.
Thought you were
you
gonna
know.
say how they just don't understand the simple stuff.
There's that
So
too.
I think they might be here to promote his comedy tour because I'm after that, I'm kind of like, I want to hear the jokes he's making.
I was too. I'm like, I hope they show some clips. I'd like to see this.
They didn't. So I guess later we're going to be Googling Sarper comedy. Rebecca and
Homework.
Zaid, they are getting ready. They both want to make friends, but Rebecca is telling Zaid to stay buttoned up so he doesn't make the wrong type of friends. Because remember, Zaid's not allowed to have friends, to have wives,
He's not
or
allowed
that
to
are
have a
around
life
women.
out. Yeah, he's not allowed to have a life outside of her the way it sounds to me.
Yeah, actually, scratch that. We're just going to let Rebecca have the friends.
Mhm.
So Paula and Russ, they show up and meet Sarper and Shekinah, and they get in the car to go over to the pub.
Mhm.
And apparently Shekinah and Sarper got married in a bed, which I saw part of their season. I don't think I saw all of it. So I did miss the part where they got married in a bed. Now, Russ also thinks
Interesting
that there's
choice.
weird vibes that Sarper is showing more cleavage than Shekinah. But Sarper's not doing as much cleavage as Saeed. So maybe we need Russ and Rebecca to buddy up to tell the guys, like, 2 buttons undone, that's fine. 4 or 5. If you only have your belly button buttoned,
It might
you
be a
need more
problem.
buttons.
Mhm.
the shirt's not meant to go like that. Now, that's what Russ is saying. He's talking smack about the unbuttoned shirt. What Shekinah is saying is that Pal can start a lot of drama. And as soon as she said that, I'm like, Pal, really? I mean, I know Pal is loud. I know Pal speaks her mind. But Shekinah, drama, I feel like this is surrounding your aura.
I think it's a precursor for
Are we
what's to come.
projecting?
Mm-hmm.
So they go to the Swan pub. How nice, Swan. Oh my gosh. Remember
Interesting
that
name.
Irish pub that used to be right by our office when we were
They had
outside of
the
Charlotte?
best burgers. I'm
They had
a cheeseburger
Branson, like
fan.
the Branson, like the pickled Branson. Oh God, it was so good.
I'm just sitting here talking about the burgers. Like, that's all that matters to me is the
I'm thinking about the
cheeseburgers.
Branson and cheese and pints of beer. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it was the
lunchtime.
cheeseburgers
This is what
there.
happens.
Yeah, and then across the
Born
road
into
from
your theme
that,
about food again.
it was the turkey sandwiches at the, and then chocolate milkshakes they had.
The
Across
cupcake
the
cup
road.
craze, which one
Cup
Cupcake
craze.
Wars was right
Oh
across
my
the street from us
oh,
at our old
shit. We
office.
got
They won Cupcake
honestly,
Wars like twice. Mm. They had the
we did
Chocolats place.
I know we did less work than anybody that I know of. We spent so much time at Cup Craze and the pub and what was the place across the
God,
street
some
from
things
us?
never change.
No, I
As we sit here
know.
in the middle of the day recapping reality TV
I know.
shows.
You would come into the office, I'd be in there doing my stuff, and you'd be like, "Come on, I need to go shopping. Let's go to the mall." And we just go to the mall. I came home. The first time that happened, I
You know
got
what?
home
We
and
are efficient though, Dee. I've been told in court that
we
I'm like the
are.
most efficient a creditor's attorney
Well,
I've
and
ever
that's
seen.
yeah, that's
We
the
are
way
very
my
smart. We know the law. We have everything down to a
Mhm.
T. So, you know,
I know.
we got
I
this. It's
just
a
thought it was
well-oiled machine at this point that allows us to recap our
yeah,
favorite shows in the middle of the day while we're hungry. We don't eat
I
lunch. We
know.
recap
I
shows
just
and talk
I
about
was just
food.
I was just thinking, I remember going home that day and sitting down with Rob, and I was like, "I just got paid for going to the mall with my boss." And he's like, "Nice."
And we've continued that tradition decades
Yes, we
later.
have.
So,
Good times. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about it.
Shekinah and Sarper. Patrick said that Sarper banged a lot of girls, and somehow Shekinah is into that. As Patrick and Thais come into the bar, Thais is like, "Oh, we're both from Brazil." She was telling that to Pal. Now, also, there's this really cute puppy named Charlie that kind of looks like my dog Teddy. It looked like a
I
long-haired German
know.
Shepherd or something. He was
It
so
did.
handsome. I just want to snuggle him. And they said he was so sweet, which is what everybody used to say about Teds.
He's the pub puppy.
Need a pub puppy. I want a pub puppy.
Mhm.
Now, Shekinah, Thais, and Pal are sitting at the table, and one of Thais's eyelashes starts coming off, which, girl, I feel you. I've been there. And like a hero, Shekinah jumps in. She's got eyelash glue. She's an esthetician. She's ready to do this. And as she starts doing it, she starts pointing out that, oh, I used to give you makeup tips all the time on Instagram, but you stopped following me, right? You stopped following me. And she's like, okay. And she puts her eyelash pack on, and it sounds like there was some drama, but Thais doesn't seem to understand what's happening, except her eyelash is
Nobody
falling
does.
off, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden we're talking about Instagram.
And it's gonna continue.
And then she kind of tells us in ITMs. She was sharing beauty tips with Thais on Instagram. And then one day it was like, follow Thais. And she's like, oh, she unfollowed me. And now she kind of is butthurt about it. And also, she went from blonde to brunette during this. Because when we go over to ITMs, Shekinah no longer has blonde hair. It's brown. And her eyes are now brown, normal brown
It's
color,
very
not contact.
confusing. It's very confusing. It's hard to follow.
But both versions of her think that Thais is fake because Thais unfollowed her.
Well, if that's the worst thing that you have to say about somebody, that's not cool.
First of all, she doesn't even know you. Never met you in real
Right.
life.
Any number of things could have happened.
maybe she's trying to move away from the franchise. Although now
It's
she's on the show, but
it's technology. I mean, seriously. For all she knew, she could have thought she liked something and hit a unfollow button or something like that without even knowing that she did that. There's just so many things. Nothing to get your panties in a wad about.
well, her panties are in a wad, and she is going to get under Tice's skin to teach her a lesson. That's what she
Mhm.
says. This is what she says. She
This
says,
is
I'm about to start some shit.
This is ridiculous over an unfollow on Instagram. Are you kidding me?
So Saeed and Rebecca come in, and now let's talk about the genius that Shekinah is married to, Sarper. He explains that with an age gap, it shouldn't be an older woman. It should always be an
Mhm.
older man if there's an age gap, because scientifically, men can handle age gaps better than women. And it only makes sense that a man is older than a woman in an age gap relationship. Okay, please explain the science to me. He's
That's
saying
the
this about
dumbest.
Rebecca and Zaid also. I dare you to say that about Jenny and Sumit,
Mhm.
you
That's
big
the
pussy.
dumbest shit I've ever heard.
He wouldn't say that shit about Rebecca and Sumit. I mean,
Jenny and Smith.
that's right.
Honestly, he probably shouldn't be saying it about Rebecca either.
Not the truth. She's ready to destroy his ass by the end of this episode.
Mhm.
He's such a pig.
It just makes no sense. It makes no sense what he said.
It's like, I wouldn't marry a woman the age of my mother. Well, you didn't. So don't worry about what other people do.
That's right.
And then Sarper says to Zaid, he's like, you speak French, right? And Zaid says something in French. And then Sarper goes, when your wife doesn't know your language, that's good. The look on Russ's face. So Russ is standing there, Patrick's standing there,
Mhm.
Saeed and Sarper. Sarper's like, when your wife doesn't speak your language, that's good. Russ's face looks like he wants to run away. He's like, the dumbness that I hear coming out of this man's mouth.
Mhm.
What? Like, his eyes kind of go wide for a second. Like, did he really just say that? In the
What's the point?
meantime, Patrick's like, well, teach me French, guys.
Mhm.
Two of them. Their reactions say everything.
Mhm.
Now, Sumit and Jenny come in, and it's just a love fest. Sumit comes in, gives all the bras hugs. He's like, yeah, man, yeah. Everybody's so excited to see him. They're really surprised at how little he is.
Just getting ready to say, I was surprised. I think that's the first thing I said when I seen them come in and him go stand next to the men. I'm like, holy shit, I had no idea he was that short.
But they are all just dapping him up, giving him hugs. Jenny
getting all
walks in. Shekinah is like starstruck. I mean,
Mhm.
everybody's just like so happy that Jenny's there. Everybody is welcoming them. Like, you just feel the love when they walk into the room. And I feel like it's always that way. Even like the
Yeah.
tell-all last season. Like,
They're such huge they have such a fan base with everybody else on the show. It's just
and they're just so
amazing.
comforting. You just feel at
Mhm.
home when they're there. You feel like
They're
you're in
always
the right
calm.
place.
Yeah, no matter what shit is going on around them, they are like the rock that just kind of calms everybody around them on the show. Like with the other way. Jenny's the one that was comforting the ones that were so upset on the show.
Now, Sumit, he's like, Sarper just got married. I didn't think he'd be here but here he
Good one.
is. Have you met his
That was
wife?
a good. Yes.
Have you met Shekinah?
Vagina.
And Jenny's first thought about Sarper is he's about to get Sumit in trouble. So Sarper's over there like, what do you want to drink? And Sumit's like, anything that will get me drunk. And then she goes up and she's like, Sumit. And he's like, look, I'm not responsible for what I drink. It's Sarper is. And Sarper's like, yeah, I got him. Jenny's like, no.
You can't keep up with that guy. He's twice your
No.
size. You need to
His
slow
tolerance
down.
level, let's not go shot for shot with Sarper.
Mhm.
So Patrick's got about 50 pounds, 5 pounds, something on Sarper. He thinks he's got a little weight on him. And Sarper doesn't care. Sarper's got something to say to Patrick because Patrick was on Pillow Talk, and Pillow Talk recap shows like we do. And of
Mhm.
course, we'll talk some snack. And he
Ruh-roh.
said that Sarper had big ears. The first thing I'm thinking is, well, my gosh, Patrick, you have like little teeny tiny ears. His actually look proportional to his head. Sarper's do.
Versus Patrick's.
Which then Patrick says all of that out loud after I say it. He's like, actually, I have tiny ears. I have a tiny head. Your ears are proportional. I don't want none of that. But then to ITMs, he's like, I could probably take him. Shut up.
Fucking
Shut
dumbass. Idiot.
Patrick, Sarper's fist would cover your entire small little face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he's also sitting there like giving him daps. He's like, oh, yeah, it's cool that you banged a lot of girls, even though he talked shit about it. He was
just
sucking up to
jealous.
Sarper. He was like, I don't want to piss this guy off.
He didn't want his ass whooped for the stupid shit he said. That's exactly what it was going. And I'm
Patrick
sure
was
there's a little bit of
scared.
jealous. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's backpedaling that bullshit now.
Now, Sarper, as far as Jenny and Summit, he thinks that Jenny is trying to control Summit. And you see her like smell his margarita, but then it looked to me like she was starting to drink it.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
But then we see them go to the table and she takes a shot away from Summit and she's like, need to watch how much you're drinking. Like,
We got an early day tomorrow.
too much, too fast. We have an early day tomorrow. And
Mhm.
he's like, no, no, no. And she's like, you get so drunk and sloppy that you don't walk sometimes. You're like leaning against a wall. And she's like,
Crawling
let's go
on the
outside and
floor.
talk.
Mm-hmm.
Falling on the floor. Let's go outside and talk. So she takes him outside and he feels like she's being controlling. Like he has two moms. So she's like, you know what? I'm not going to control you, but I'm going to go home because I don't want to have to babysit you. So she walks off and she's talking to producers. And then Submit comes up while she's talking to producers. He's like, this isn't right. Like, I'm going to walk you back. I'm going home with you. Which it doesn't have to be that dramatic, Submit. Just start drinking some water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've got a wife that now has a medical condition.
Mm-hmm.
She might want you to be alert for her.
This is true. He's going to need to be alert. If there's an emergency situation, he needs to be alert.
So they walk home. And he's going, it's fine. I'll stop enjoying life. For better or for worse, Submit.
I think that this Serper guy might have just fed him a bunch of bullshit that he's buying. And yeah. He
wants to hang out with the boys. He wants to drink.
Yeah.
The other guys are broing it up and drinking. He just wants to do that. But he's got an older wife with health problems and more responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he does the right thing. He's not happy about it, but I was proud of him for making sure she made it home safe and going back with her.
Yeah.
That was big. That shows, I mean, he's not happy about it, but he does love her and he does care about her.
Oh, yeah. We know this. We know he loves her.
You say he doesn't feel like he had an option. He had to go home with her, but that's because he feels a duty to his wife.
Mm-hmm. Some of the others, I don't necessarily feel like they see the same duty as husbands as he does.
Yeah, I think some of them would just go home and leave him there.
Mm-hmm.
So Shekinah and Thais, they go outside. Kara's going, I don't want to be in the tea, but I want to be around the tea. What's happening?
Mm-hmm.
So Shekinah's like, I tried mentioning this to you earlier. All right, just mention it. So she's like, you unfollowed me on social media. And Thais is like, I didn't know that. And in ITMs, Shekinah's like, that's bullshit. She knows it. The fact that she didn't come out and be honest about it, that's even
She's
worse.
lying.
We're
She's
here for
fake.
therapy. It's about honesty. And Thais is like, I don't know what happened. I also unfollowed Guillermo. I don't know how that happened either. I mean, maybe Patrick is going in her thing and unfollowing people.
Well,
Or maybe
that's a
it's
possibility.
she doesn't know what she's clicking. I don't really know how to work Instagram all that great.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't
but like
even know how
said,
to check messages and Instagram.
I think there could be several technological reasons why that she doesn't know that could have happened. I mean, I have accidentally sent friend requests just from scrolling through my feed because, it'll have that section that says, these are people you might know. And if your hand hits it, it automatically sends it. It's not where I have an option, like if I'm purposely looking for somebody.
No, she
So-
also might have a social media page for the show and then a private one. And maybe she was just following and her other one showed up or something.
Mm-hmm. I can just think of many reasons why it happened, and she doesn't know why. And I feel
Or
like,
maybe she had to like do a new account because it got hijacked.
well,
There's
that's what I was getting ready to say. That's another possibility. Her old account got closed down and she started a new one.
all I know is she cares a lot. Like this is really bothering her.
She's a dog with a bone on this subject. This woman is not letting up about being unfollowed on fucking Instagram. Like, who gives a shit?
Her
So somebody,
apparently.
yeah, so somebody unfollowed you. Big deal, big whoopee. Like,
I
what's,
mean, the way you're acting, I don't think Ty wants to follow you now.
I bet all of the
Maybe
other
she
women
made a
that are
good decision.
all of the other women that are listening to this right now are probably going, I'm gonna unfollow this bitch before I get in this situation.
Make sure they do follow her.
True. Probably that. I would be
It's just crazy
unfollowing.
that she's saying that Pal would be the one to cause the drama in night one. But remember, she was doing this to get under her skin. She said she was
Mhm.
going to get under her skin and teach her a lesson. This was
Mhm.
meant to be abrasive,
Confrontational.
retaliatory, confrontational. Yeah,
Well,
this was intended.
for all the reasons that she did it, all she's managed to do is make herself look like a self-centered ass.
So they go back inside, and Ty is just shell shocked. She's like, I don't know what happened.
What
I
just
apparently
happened?
unfollowed her. I didn't know. And Guillermo's like, well, Carol blocked me, and I'm here with her. Wife blocked me, yet here we are.
But that's the
She can
great
get
a
over it
great
too.
yeah, that's a great way to de-escalate it. If you're paying attention, you should be able to, take a page from his book.
She's like you said, a dog with a bone. She's like, it's a simple question. I asked you a simple question. Why can't you answer a simple question? She did. You just don't like her answer. She doesn't
Mhm.
know why. She didn't even realize she unfollowed you. It was not monumental to her as it was to you, which if Instagram doesn't mean that much to her where she doesn't even remember doing it,
Mhm.
then she's not doing this to hurt you. Like this just isn't something that's important to her.
Look, at the end of the day, I think that this particular subject should be something that if it does bother you, okay, but show a little bit of grace, because there's so many reasons that could justify why she's not following you. The reaction does not warrant
Well,
what
and then she's
happened.
trying to give off this I don't care vibe, which Patrick calls her out on her bullshit. He's like, it seems like you care a little too much, actually. You're the only
Exactly.
one that cares here.
Exactly.
And Sarper, he gets up and he walks off in the middle of this. And she decides it's time to leave, and she gets up and she and Sarper leave. And then she's getting mad at Sarper outside because he got up while she was being attacked. And he stops her and he's like, I'm sorry, no, you were the one stirring shit up. Yeah, girl,
Mhm.
you weren't being attacked. Shekinah, you were the one
She
saying,
was-
I'm going to get under her skin and teach her a lesson. You were attacking Thais, and Sarper wasn't going to sit there while you started shit. And she's like, well, you could have sat by my side, while I'm causing all this drama. He's like, no, I don't want you fighting with people. And then she's like, well, I don't want to fight with people. Yes, you do. I'm going to get
Mhm.
under her skin and stir up some shit. I want to fight with people. That's what it translates to.
She's a drama diva. She's going to be like that the rest of the season. She's going to give
God
us a lot
bless
of
her.
stuff to talk about.
God
Yeah.
bless Shekinah Vagina, because we're going to love this season because of you, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your service. I love it. I'm loving some Shekinah and Sarper. Thank you for your service. So then he cusses, and she's like, I can't stand your Turkish cussing. He's cussing in English. I know how to cuss in Vietnamese. Kak mai.
What's that mean?
What do you think I mean? Fuck you. Anyway,
My favorite.
he was like, I can't handle myself right now because you're going insane, so I'm swearing. And she's like, you can't handle anything. You can't even handle me. I don't think anybody can handle you right now.
Mm-mm.
You are a force. You are a force to be reckoned with, and nobody wants to reckon. We just
Mm-mm.
want to have some more shots.
They don't have enough energy for it. It's not enough give a fuck to argue with her, and that's what's irritating her so much, is none of these people have any fucks to give about it. Like, they think she's being ridiculous.
And Sarper is saying, I just hope that these therapists can show her that she has problems. And I'm like, she has to realize she has problems. Like, that's not what the
Mhm.
therapists are there to do. They're
Mm-mm.
there to help her work through the problem she's recognized.
Mhm.
But she
Yeah, but
feels completely right about this.
yeah, it sounds like she's one of those people that has no accountability for her own behavior and whatever result comes of it. It's always gonna be somebody else's fault.
So Jenny and Saeed, we see them get back to their hotel, and
Submit.
Saeed is
Are we doing Jenny and Submit or Saeed and Rebecca? Because you're saying Saeed.
Rebecca. Rebecca
Gotcha.
and Saeed.
Gotcha.
No, Sumet.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
see, we need to eat lunch. Rebecca and Submit, they get back to their hotel. So Submit like rips off his jacket. His shirt's the same color as his skin. I thought he didn't have. I was like, hello. What do we have here? He's mad though. He rips off his jacket. He throws it. She's like, you need to learn how to have fun without drinking. And he's like, well, fuck it. I'm going to go smoke. And she's like, okay. Go ahead. No problems there. Go enjoy your cigarette. I mean, he could have just sat outside the bar and smoked.
But he wanted to walk her back.
So Soper and Shekinah, you see them back in their room and they're like, how can I change you? And Shekinah's like, no, you need to ask how you can change yourself. These two, like, you can't change each other. Both of them, the eye is on how are they going to change
Mhm.
instead of this is who I married. Let's accept it.
Right. And I wasn't sure. I kind of thought that maybe he was using the wrong word when he said that. I don't know if that's exactly the way he intended for it to come out.
Well, how did
Maybe
he
it
intend
was.
you are my punishment in this world to come out?
Okay, well, that probably came out just right. He nailed
Well, he
that.
said that one wrong.
What did you do in a past life, dude?
Well, he screwed like 1,000 women in this life, so.
That's
So
why.
Rebecca and Zaid get back, and Rebecca lays down, and she's looking at him like, you want to feel like a king tonight, big boy?
Mhm.
And then we see them doing the hanky-panky under the cover. I thought it was going to be Jenny and Smith getting it on. I would not have picked Rebecca and Saeed out of this stack.
Mm-mm. No.
Paula and Russ, they are ready to go to sleep. They're drawing those curtains around their bed, which that has to be so nice when you wake up in the morning and it's black because you've got the curtains all around.
Yep, the darker the better for me.
Patrick is really impressed by the toilet paper and the towel warmer at this hotel castle.
I'm thinking it might
Probably
be
3
3-ply.
ply.
Mhm.
He said it's the next level. And then the sun comes up, and surprise, surprise. As they go to bed, we see Guillermo grabbing 2 pillows, saying, I'll have 2, you have 2.
Mhm.
We see him wake up in bed next to Kara.
Somewhere in the night he got off that couch.
Probably when the bed bugs started biting. And he said, thank you for letting me sleep here. So she offers him the bathroom first, and he's like, no, like, you can have it. He's like, I can't pee yet. I've got morning wood. And she's like, is it because you woke up next to a pretty girl? He's like, no, it's just science.
Okay.
It's morning.
They're throwing a lot of science around this episode.
It's too scientific for me. She was trying to take advantage of that morning wood.
It's usually the best.
So at the end, everybody gets up and we go to the first therapy session and we see the issues with the first 3 couples. So Patrick and Thais, married for 3 years, have lived in 4 houses. He's had 2 surgeries and they have a 2-year-old. He says she's been distant. She hasn't been as interested in sex. And this is where she says, yeah, it'll be like 3 days. I'm sick and he's wanting sex. And then he not only is saying, like, telling her what to wear that we saw earlier, but if she goes to the gym, he's like, what, you going to meet your boyfriend? No, she's going to, like, get her body in shape so she feels good and healthy. Yes, psycho.
He sounds like he has the same issues that Rebecca has. He's got some major trust issues and insecurities.
Now, she's been going to Brazil to see family, and there was this time that she spent $2,000, and he didn't know what that was for. Apparently, it was to get liposuction on her back. But she didn't tell him because she knew it would be a fight. And she didn't want to have an argument with something she wanted to spend her money to do with her body.
Mhm.
Now, the therapists, they're like, do you see why this would be a betrayal of trust for him? But I also see your point. She's like, it's going to be a fight either way.
Mhm.
He also needs to create a safe space for her to tell him things where
Yeah,
he's not going to fight with her.
Yeah, my attitude would have been ask for forgiveness instead of permission kind of attitude. You know, I'm not going to talk to you about it. If I know I'm going to have a fight, I'm just gonna do what I want and then have the fight with you later. I'm not gonna fight with you before I do it, kind of
Well,
thing.
if Sarper says, how does he not even realize what his wife's body looks like?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
She's pulling away from him, but that's because he's being
Jealous.
too controlling. He's holding on too tight.
Well, and it's because he's jealous. I think he's jealous. And he doesn't trust her.
Well, this is
And
where Shekinah is like, he had to go to a different country to get a woman like that. And the look on Sarper's face, it's almost like, well, you had to go to a different country to get a man like this.
touche, right? But it's true. I mean, Patrick is way like he might be a 4. She's like
Oh,
a 9. I don't
oh,
think
out
he's
of
cute.
10.
Yeah, I don't think he's cute at all, Patrick.
Well, tell us how you
But
feel, D.
but his wife is just she's gorgeous. She's like a 9. Yeah. Maybe it's because you know how I am. Once they start opening their
Personality.
mouth, the personalities really lower my number when I'm like, dude, you're like a 4. Shut up. Be grateful.
So the therapists are like, you guys have trust and communication issues.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is Russ and Paula. Russ doesn't feel appreciated. So he was the financial provider at the beginning. Now they are living in Las Vegas in that camper. And apparently she was ready to leave him, but he was like, no, like, you're not taking my kid from me. I will make it a huge battle. I'm coming with you. And she says that it feels like financially, he's just dragging her down. It's like she has 2 kids she's supporting, which I think it has to be about balance. Like sometimes your spouse is going to be the one working. What if Jenny was the breadwinner and then she got sick like this and Submit had to support her? Life throws you curveballs. And part of marriage is working that out.
Right. Isn't he the one that had a couple of medical incidents?
No, Patrick had the 2 surgeries.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see where, and I think I said that earlier. I think it needs to be a balance because, both of you may be working at some point. One or the other may be working and having to support the other one. I mean, that's just what marriage is. And if you don't think that that's what it is, and you look at somebody as a financial drain that's supposed to be your partner and your love, that's sad.
Now, she also says that she can't remember the last time he said, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
They have a 6-year-old that sleeps in bed with them. I think it's easy to get lost in your kid.
Mm-hmm. It's lost. Yeah.
But they've been together 12 years. I don't think this is going to be the end for them. I feel like they just need some redirection.
Yeah, like that 7-year. There's a saying with marriage.
7-year itch, but this is 12 years.
Yeah.
Like 5 extra years.
Yeah.
I was married in 2018. So I'm in year 7, right?
Uh-oh. That's 26.
Yeah, but I was married in December. So
Last year was your 7-year.
Right. It'll be 8 years this year in December. So I'm in year 7.
Gotcha.
Anyway, the only itching I have probably has to do with perimenopause.
Don't get me started.
Right. She used to see him as this driven guy who liked to work, but she did pull him away from his job. He was not so ready to just like jump up and go. All right. And then at the end of this, she says that sometimes she feels like a dead cow. What are you doing in the bed here, Russ?
I don't even understand. Is that what she's implying?
Well, did you understand when Patrick showed you what a starfish was and he spread everything out and he said, you just get.
Okay. So when she says that, it is a reference to having sex. Gotcha.
She's just laying there and he's doing whatever he does. I don't.
I have no comment for that. Like, I don't know what to say.
Well, Guillermo said it made sense. And then Kara leans to the side and is like pretending to be a dead cow. She's like, do it.
So that could be either one of them then. Like, if she feels like a dead cow, maybe it's because she's not showing any enthusiasm. Like, she's like, just do it. Just get it over with. I mean, how romantic is that if somebody would say that to you?
Well, they have a 6-year-old.
It's probably a lot of, look, I'm exhausted. Just hit it and quit it.
Sounds fun. Sarper and Shekinah are the last ones that we hear about today. Now, Shekinah wants this alpha male, but then she feels like Sarper isn't there for her emotionally. For example, right now she has a wall up because yesterday she tried to start some shit and Sarper wouldn't sit there and take her side when she started the shit. He says when he had his K1, he felt like he lost his identity. He couldn't work for a while. Now he's finally working. Like he's doing the comedy. He is not just bringing him the bread, he's the bakery. But he says he feels like the respect is gluten-free. All right. He said something smart. That made sense.
Kinda.
What didn't make sense, and Dee and I got into an argument about this. I was like, are those her lips on his neck, tattooed on his neck?
I kept saying it looked just like a hickey. It does look like a hickey.
Dee, it is bright red and it looks like her lips. It's her lips, yeah. He has her lips tattooed on his neck.
I can't imagine having a tattoo like that on your neck that makes you look like you're walking around with a permanent hickey.
Well, she's marking her territory now, isn't she?
Yeah.
So Rebecca, she doesn't like what she's seeing here.
She don't like what she's hearing.
What she's hearing is that when Sarper gets upset, he has said not once but many times that he would sleep with everybody in the town. So gross. First of all, don't assume everybody wants to sleep with you.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to say. So probably it's gross, and it's also probably an exaggeration. I don't think he would manage to accomplish something like that.
Pig-headed. It talks about women like they're just some sex object for you to seek revenge on your wife with. And Rebecca isn't having it. She's like, you are a gross, chauvinistic asshole. I don't know how she kind of deals with it. And if she's not going to stand up for herself, I'm going to stand up for her. And she's like, you know what? I like Zaid to be the man of the house, but like in a respectful way. And then Zaid is like, well, you don't let me talk. And then Sarper is like, you talk to your man like that. How dare you? And then Rebecca's like, shut up. She kind of tells Rebecca not to talk to her husband like that. So Sarper's over here starting some shit. And
Rebecca jumps in when it's not really any of her business.
Yeah, but then Shekinah takes his back, which is exactly what she wanted to do when she was starting shit.
And I'm sure he'll be reminded of that at some point this season.
But also, none of her business. I'm sorry. If you're going to sleep with everybody in town, you're in town right now with Rebecca. So I think it is her business. Okay.
I don't think she should have jumped in it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think she should have jumped in it.
Glad she did. Thank you for your service, Rebecca. You guys are bringing the drama and we love it.
Look, can you imagine? I can't. I would not be able to do this. I would not be able to sit down in a group setting like that and air my dirty laundry for all of the other couples to hear, trying to get some kind of life coach or therapy to help us with our marriage.
We come on here several times a week airing our dirty laundry. Doesn't it smell great? Channel surfers.
But you know what I'm saying. How difficult that must be for these couples to be saying all of that stuff. Not only are they on TV, they're in this group setting with all of these other couples. And then you've got one speaking up like, you're an ass. Well, yeah, he is, but
I'm an open book.
Let them have their session.
All right, channel surfers, that is it for the first episode of season 3, The Last Resort. What do you guys think of the episode? What do you think of these couples so far? Who do you think is going to get divorced? Comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share with all your friends that love 90 Day. Followers, like, subscribes. It all helps the algorithm so other channel surfers can find us and join the community. Thank you so much for being here. And we will see you Friday with Southern Hospitality Reunion Part 1. Bye.
Let's ride.